This is no small job to be accomplished by switching on a light here and another one there. Stagehands must control enormous amounts of electricity. They often use as much as 5 miles of cable.
Hollywood, the city of make-believe, is the home of the motion picture. You'll recognize the names of most of these great studios, which produce by far the largest percentage of the world's celluloid entertainment.
Are you ready for another 2-week creativity stretch? It's here. The part of ds106 where we make our own video stories. Video editing combines much of what we have done before in class.
After the visual projection has been checked, the sound is connected so that it too can be inspected.
In Hollywood, stars make movies, and movies make stars. Stars also make money. When they become successful, they dine in places like this.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
This year, something new has been added. Something from way out.
You'll get to know your iMovie movie maker. Slice and dice the media too.
The ultimate in performance and convenience. 7-function, remote-control, color television in the preparatory projection. The films are placed in the order of their projection. The can should be opened and left open, so that changes of reels can be made quickly, without interruptions, while a sticky lid is painfully removed.
But the most important thing is the story you tell. The ds106 show. It is week 11, and I am your host. Queuing up the band. Don't you love this song?
I don't know it. I do like your hat, though.
You like my hat. So this is the ds106 show. So live every week. I'm coming to you from the era of the 1960s. I got tired of wearing a hat and tie. But the black and white sort of retro futurist thing, it makes sense to no one. It doesn't make sense to me. But every week we come on and we talk about what's going on in ds106, and we have guests like Daniel come in and students like Kristen, and we just freeform it and we'll see what happens. So first of all, Kristen, tell us a little bit about how ds106 is going for you right now. Or
it's going pretty well. There's definitely more work than I had expected. Not that that's a bad thing. I just wasn't sure what to expect coming into this, and so it's definitely been a lot more than maybe I was prepared for. But I've liked it a lot so far. I've definitely learned a lot of new things.
Yeah, you don't have to say just nice things because your teacher's here. This is like an open platform to criticize. I say that every week, and no one says anything critical.
No, I mean, no, it's fine. I've enjoyed it so far. I mean, I definitely procrastinate a lot, but that's just something that I just do. So nothing to do with the course. You got company.
Itself. I was like up to date on Thursday on reading and commenting on all the posts, and then I think on like Saturday, like 50 posts came in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mine usually come in around Sunday at 10 p.m.
That's all fine. So, what did you know about, or what did people tell you about the course? Did you hear anything ahead of time?
Well, I mentioned in one of my blog posts earlier this semester that I've actually taken digital storytelling before.
That's right.
Totally different type of class. I mean, we sat in a classroom and read out of a textbook and our only assignments the entire semester that even involved a computer, we had a midterm project where we had to make a story out of pictures, and that was all we were told.
So it was more conceptual and theoretical?
Yeah, well, I don't even know if you would call it that. I mean, we read out of a textbook and talked about like the news, like on TV and stuff.
Mhm.
We looked at a couple of commercials, and that was it. So that was my background with digital storytelling. And I had a friend who took this course with Jim Groom last year and just like raved about it. And so I mean, she didn't tell me anything about it. I heard one project that she did where she impersonated Gollum for something, and it was terrifyingly convincing. But that was it.
That's
all.
When are you? How's it? How's the process of like having your own blog and website been for you?
It's been not necessarily what I expected. It's easy to use. I mean, I don't have any difficulties with it. But trying to maintain some sort of voice rather than just here's my work kind of thing has been wasn't something I had even thought about before. And so I've been trying to keep that up, especially since people commented on that a lot the first couple of weeks, saying they really liked, the voice that I had online. And so I've been trying to keep that up. No idea how successful I've been, but that's been my main focus with the blogs.
Hey, it's a constant state of sort of reinventing, what you do with it. And I'll be reminding people more as we get to the end of the semester. But I mean, this is yours. You're graduating, but you get to keep this for a year. So you're free to use your domain. You can create new blogs. You can recast your coffee, dogs, and activism. Which, like, as soon as I saw the domain name, I was like, I like this student. So that's great. And
that's good.
I see we have Norm coming in. Maybe while his camera appears. Daniel took this class last semester, right?
I did.
Did you notice how I adjusted my introduction, Daniel?
You did. You didn't say former this time, and it makes me happy. Yeah, oh, capture. What is that?
What is this?
That is something that allows you to take snapshots.
Should I open it? Yep, I opened it. Okay.
I think so. It says it's okay if Norm takes a snapshot of you.
I don't really care.
And I think there's now there's like a little camera icon, so it allows people to like save screenshots.
Oh, like that. Okay.
I like the flash.
Yeah.
It caught me off guard.
Right. So this is another one of these long 2-week stretches where there's like more work to do with more time. Which is probably a plus or minus, Kristen, right?
Actually, I've found that when I have more time, I do more of it early. So
okay.
I'm not sure. This is actually going to be a good thing. I already have my assignments picked out that I want to do.
That's designed.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second. We last week was a little bit of a change of pace, so we just kind of talked more about movies and looking at them in more detail and getting ready for this week. And did you did Good Will Hunting? Was that your scene?
Yes.
Yeah. So what did you actually get anything out of that kind of 3-time examination?
Not with that scene, not really. I mean, I picked it at random, and I saw the movie a long time ago, so I didn't really know what scene I was picking. But I really feel like not a whole lot happens. I mean, they just sit there, the lighting stays the same, they kind of pan back and forth between the two characters, but it's just sort of a monologue.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get too much out of it. I tried. I did try.
Well, that's it. You never know with the scene that you choose whether I've seen some people do some of these shoot 'em up scenes where there's like 90 cuts and there's a lot to deal with. But in every scene there is something to notice, and you did notice the background sounds and things like that, and the camera movement was subtle. But if I remember right, it concentrates the whole time in the beginning on Robin Williams, although he's having this conversation, and you don't even know who he's talking to until midway through.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a subtle handoff, but on its own, like that doesn't really give you any like sense of what the movie's about. Just kind of the dynamic of these two male characters. So that was an observation exercise. What are you into movies?
Not in the sense, like, I've never been like a movie buff. Actually, I have just this past week watched Star Wars for the first time. If that tells you anything about my
That's okay.
like library of movies that I've seen. I like them. They've never been like a big part of my life. I watch them if I'm bored, kind of thing.
So how'd you find Star Wars?
I loved it. It was so good.
You
and
know,
I understand a lot more jokes now.
Yeah, I understand. That's what it's all about. I actually, I'll date myself, but when that movie came out, I saw it in 11th grade English class, and my teacher said, "We're going to see a Western," and it actually is the storyline of a classic Western good guy, showdown thing, set in a different context.
Yeah.
And it's also one of the classic, examples of some of the story arc things that we did in the beginning of the semester. And if you ever, a lot of people will teach like screenwriting. And we got a cat who wants to come on camera.
No, it's a girlfriend who's trying to put the cat on camera.
Bring on the extra thing. So yeah, we'll talk about kind of the it's transitioning now into the creation of movies, but I said I'll just pull some movies out of my shelf. I'm not a movie like authority either. I just I enjoy them. I don't watch a whole lot of them. I miss all the references when people like Jim Gruen drop a film reference, but just a variety. And just thinking about the stuff that you can use for fodder for your material as you're telling things. Like old cheesy science fiction. This is the original, The Day the Earth Stood Still, 1950 sci-fi. You look at the special effects and it's cheesy, but the storyline's interesting. And I like Gort, that big robot guy. Change up in the way of telling a story. Classic example, Memento. You ever seen it?
That's a fantastic movie.
But Christopher Nolan's idea here, just every time I watch it, the format that he chose to narrate the movie, kind of maybe broke some convention. Maybe it'd been done before. Run Lola Run also kind of played with kind of the time and dimension as well in the story. I love Cool Hand Luke. It's one of my favorites. The first year I did ds106, I kind of did half my assignments built around this movie. Classic lines, classic acting, Paul Newman stuff. So, and then you can take like this movie I got I think at a thrift store, Joyride. It's really bad. So
I've seen that.
Did you like it?
Finally, I've seen one. No, I didn't like it. It had candy cane, right? That was the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But
no, I did not like it.
You can use really bad movies and do fun things with them. I encourage you. I mean, this is a point where it's really time to sort of, not necessarily follow each assignment to the T. You can sort of reinterpret how you do the assignments. Think about, if you're working with existing materials, maybe how you can, subvert the plot or change the way the movie or story actually went. So there's a lot of latitude for that. Hey, Norm. That's Norm. You might have to turn on your microphone in the upper right. I think Google decides to mute you by default.
Is that on now?
Yeah, you're on, Norm. Nice to see you.
Good to see you guys.
This is Kristen, who's one of my current students, and
Hi.
Daniel, who was in my class last semester.
Hi.
Hey, Norm.
Norm is our frequent DS106er. He does the daily create every day, right?
Wow.
So far,
That is
What'd you do?
dedication.
What'd you do for your one today?
I didn't do it yet.
Okay. But you're thinking about it, right?
Yeah. It's learning. Oh, your learning environment. Yeah.
Yeah. Draw your ideal learning environment. So you can be serious. You can make it like a treehouse.
Yeah.
You can make it futuristic. You can make it like a wooden desk in rows in front of a chalkboard.
I might just draw this hangout or something.
There you go. That's what you're doing.
That's a good one.
That is a really good one.
Yeah.
So, which of the assignments were you thinking of doing this week, Kristen?
I have a list here. With actually a bunch of them on here, but I think the one I'm most excited about is reenacting the viral video.
Okay.
I have that one picked out. I have somebody else helping me with it. I'm really excited about what I'm doing with it.
Are you going to tell us which one you're going to do, or?
Yeah, no, I'll tell you. I'm reenacting the Taylor Swift goat one.
I
Yeah.
can't get away from Taylor Swift. She's everywhere this
Yep.
semester.
So I'm gonna be the goat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. We're heading out to some field this weekend to do that.
That's really cool. Now, let me ask, are you going to do it like a literal reenactment, or are you going to put any kind of twist in it to change it up at all?
I'm actually not sure yet. I was thinking about doing a little reenactment of it because I'm pretty sure me being a goat is going to be fun enough, but maybe I might switch it up a little bit.
Okay, well, feel free to do that. I'm really anxious to see how, it's easy to do, like, to reenact something, but it's also more interesting to actually take it, kaboom, take it to a new dimension. All right, so
we shall see. It'll be a surprise.
That'll be fun. Dancing out in the field as a goat. All right, so what else are you looking at?
I'm going to be doing probably a public service announcement because that allows me to get in my activism stuff that I'm supposed to be keeping up with on the blog.
Yep.
Looking at product evolution. I'm going to try to make a music video. We'll see how well that works.
Cool.
And super cut it. And now that I'm reading these off, I can't remember exactly what these require me to do. But I read through them all yesterday and picked out the ones that sounded interesting. So.
Super cut it is fun. I did that one.
Yeah. What did you do? Tell us about yours, Daniel.
Oh, I did the Psych supercut. So I took. Have you ever watched Psych, the TV show?
A couple of times, yeah.
Well, Sean always introduces Gus with some weird nickname, right? Mm-hmm. So I just went through several episodes and cut all of these different nicknames and introducing is something like a 5-minute video, I think. Of just all these different nicknames.
It's funny.
Yeah, it was a good time.
The idea is to take like a certain character's like regular habit or line or something that they're known for that they do over and over again, and like try to capture every instance of that you can into a single like quick cut video. So in that case, it was a character's greeting. It could be just sometimes it's just a laugh that a certain character has. Sometimes it's just again a repeated expression, but it's saying, okay, this character is known for this particular trait. Let's capture as much of it as we can.
So looking at doing that one, and then I think I have a couple other ones that I had written down, but those are the main ones that I was going to be doing.
Right. So have you done much video editing before?
No. I used Windows Movie Maker once a few years ago for that project I told you about.
Right.
But never used it again, so I would have to learn all over again. And then other than that, it's just last week's assignments.
Right. So you've already used it a little bit?
Very, very little bit, yeah.
Okay. The one big thing I know that people sometimes have issues with when you download your YouTube clips as MP4, sometimes natively Movie Maker doesn't understand MP4 format.
Okay.
So you either have to find the extra codec to add to your computer so it can understand MP4, or some people get other programs that convert MP4 files to AVI or WMV. And there are some online converter tools on the ds106 handbook.
I think you posted, yes, I saw them posted on there.
And that's usually the biggest hurdle with Movie Maker. And I know in previous semesters, the current version of Movie Maker, I think they've made it simpler, trying to be more like iMovie. There is an older version that some of my students prefer because it has a few more extra techniques, etc. And then and Daniel's big on this VideoPad app as well, right?
Yeah, I like it. I found it's easier to VideoPad, yeah. I think it's the same people that do Audacity.
Oh, okay.
It has a lot of the same dynamics and the same mechanics that Audacity does, so that's why I like it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm looking. I'll write that down.
And
it's called VideoPad again?
Yeah, there's a free. It's a free version if you're doing non-commercial, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
What do you, Norm? What do you use for your video editing?
I do use the Movie Maker some of the times. I have it set up so it does read the MP4s most of the time. I don't remember if I downloaded something special for that. I must have, but VideoPad is really good too. I've used that more and more.
Okay. That's good. I know in the past I've like sent people like links to download these codecs, and then they got viruses. So.
Oh.
Stay away from that.
Yeah, stay away from my advice in that regard. But I'm not too sure if maybe you know this, Daniel. If you install iTunes, does that add MP4 to Windows? I can't remember.
I think it only installs it in the iTunes directory. I don't think it helps with Movie Maker or whatever it's called.
What's wrong with Microsoft? I mean, MP4.
Everything.
All right, we won't go down that road.
And I use Microsoft, so that isn't, you know, but there is a lot of things wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with your experience doing these video assignments, Daniel, what sort of advice do you have? Like, I mean, let's skip the technical stuff, like just conceptualizing, and I mean, what's important to coming off with a good video project for ds106?
Really, just think through your idea and try to plan ahead. The thing about video, it's not exactly something you can just jump into and something will come out on the end. At least not in my experience. You know, with audio or with design, you can just kind of start playing with it until something pops out at the end that you like. I found that it doesn't work for video. You kind of have to plan what you're going to do from start to finish. Otherwise, it's going to look sloppy and it just won't come together to really do anything for you. And find all the stuff you want to use beforehand, definitely. Procrastination is a terrible thing when it comes to video. I would know I am a procrastinator.
Keep that in mind then.
Yeah.
And you know, you can, you know, if you're that type of person, you can really get to, you know, the minute detail, like making sure all your cuts are clean and you don't have any hanging things, and you learn how to use some of the fade outs. Which is all good. You know, it's going to be important that you learn once you import your clip. Like, there'll be different ways you can like slice it up to use just segments of it. Sometimes it's just saying I want to use this segment, but also once it's in your timeline, you can usually split it and like move it around like you could move things in Audacity. It's also going to be important for a lot of these assignments to learn how to separate the audio and video track from each other, which I'm pretty sure you can do in Movie Maker. So if you want to take, like, the one assignment I'm making everybody do is taking that Charlie Chaplin video and then removing the audio and then inserting some of the Foley clips that the students have done before. So you have to know how to decouple the audio and video and then bring in new audio to replace it. And that allows you to do interesting things. You can change the dialogue. You can add another layer of audio and usually put background music. And like Audacity, you want to learn how to be able to control your sound levels. And then all the tools will have things built in for doing like title sequences and credits. So I want to see that in everybody's work this week. So they, again, come up with a creative title. Don't just call it my mashup assignment. But
That's what I was going for.
Yeah. So, you know, those kind of things I find are important in learning to do video. The first one will probably frustrate you as you're trying to figure out some of the tools, but hopefully from there on it should be a little bit easier as you learn how to move things around.
Okay. I'll keep all of that in mind then.
You got any sage advice, Norm?
Get started early.
That is the plan with this one.
My experience with video, it always takes me longer. I think even the daily creates, when we have a video daily create, it turns into an all-night project. So.
There's supposed to be one-offs, Norm.
I know.
No editing.
I don't even have to edit them sometimes. I just have to scale them down so that they don't take 2 hours to upload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true as well. So.
Yeah, video is fun, but it always throws me. Something along the way always throws me, and I need more time. So,
yeah,
get started early.
Yeah.
Well, it really does, you know, bring a lot of things together. So some of the things that you learn in audio, I mean, it might make sense for you to mix some of your tracks in Audacity and bring them into Movie Maker or whatever you use.
That was actually going to be my next point. You know, once you get your frames and your actual video set the way you want it, play around with the sound that you add to the background. Because sometimes it'll change the dynamic completely and you'll find something new, even just adding the track, and it'll be even better than what you had imagined before.
Sounds good. Sorry, I'm taking notes while you guys are
Oh,
talking
that's,
about this.
that's
That's
perfectly
okay.
fine. That's awesome.
I mean, and usually there are things within the editor that allow you to manipulate maybe the levels of the audio or to add special effects like reverb or echo.
Okay.
You're welcome as well to add effects like you did for the Charlie Chaplin things, to think about if it would make sense to do some sound effects. So bring all that back into the mix as well.
All right.
So it's 2 weeks of movie making. I'm I'm looking for good stuff. I guess we kind of covered the stuff. I mean, we can talk about some of the assignments. If you want to sort of see a run through of ones that have been popular before. I can run a screen share through some of that.
Maybe with the only one that confused me a little bit was the music video, just because I feel like there are a lot of different things you can do with the music video.
Sure.
And just maybe one of those, like any one that anybody's done before would be cool to see.
All right, so let me pull up my screen share. Let's see if I can do this correctly. Pull up ds106, make it my camera, stick it on there. Oops. You seeing that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, yeah, make it front center. So obviously, the music video, unfortunately, I don't remember these quite as well as I should. So, and there's, you might find that there's a few of these. So, paint video, and I'll have to let you know. I want to talk about some of these assignments. Some of them are not very good. So I tend to edit a few of them out every now and then, but music videos. So, and I think there might be a couple of music video assignments in here. Best way to listen to your favorite song, gives you added visual dimension. Have you ever listened to a song and said this would make a great video? All right. So this is one to actually maybe make a music video that doesn't exist for a song, or maybe it's completely different from a song. Is this the one that you were looking at?
It is. Yeah, no, it is. Maybe I could have marked on. I might have marked the wrong one.
It's okay. I think there's one or two. This one has like 4 examples.
Okay.
I don't remember all that well. The one trick is, like, when you think about music videos, a lot of times they can either be literal, like try to reenact everything that's in the song, or they can be kind of metaphorical and use some symbolism to suggest, and they can even be abstract. So don't feel like you have to completely illustrate exactly what the singer is going through. Take some liberty with changing some of the things. So in this one, they actually want you to shoot video and not use stills. So that would mean using your camera or your phone maybe to shoot some video. You could mix in existing video as well.
Is the point of it to try to do mostly your own, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's again, but you're welcome to interpret that assignment in any way you want, whatever makes a video assignment. So I'm trying to think. This one that Haley did last year is it's being a little dodgy here to slow. Narrative ambience. It's a little bit different. That was about reading a poem. This joining the conversation one was kind of interesting. That was submitted by Sierra, was one of the summer students last year. So basically, you find a movie scene that has a conversation in it, and basically you remove one person's side of the conversation, and then you re-record it in some way that changes the meaning. So you want to look for a scene that would be kind of interesting, like what if you could somehow change the plot line of a key moment in the movie when these people are having a conversation. So it's instead of reenacting it, it's sort of reinterpreting and reimagining what that conversation was about. That one's pretty interesting.
Sounds like it.
We go back to the video things, and I just wanted to come on, Chrome, being slow on me. All right, so you may have noticed this, but whenever you come to the video, you're seeing the newest ones first. That's the order that they're listed in.
Okay.
You can also sort them. I like to look at them by examples. So this will show you the ones that have the most examples that have been done for them, which mean that's like the things that you can look at that other people have done, but also gives you a sense about ones that are popular. So the silent era one was real popular about a year ago. That's where you take a movie and you re-edit it to make it look like a silent era movie. So you remove all the sound, you place like some old-time ragtime music, you create like those title cards that have the dialogue on them. Daniel did one for remind
Inception.
me. Yeah, Inception. That was brilliant. He actually changed the movie. And so it's kind of interesting to think about like what changes by putting a movie like Inception, which is sort of futuristic, and set it in this era, and also this different kind of format where there's no dialogue. And I watched I was taking an online film class, and I looked at one of the early silent films, and there's actually a lot of like mouth movement going on, and they don't really put up a cue card for everything. So what they did in silent movies a lot of time is force you to imagine what things are going on through the visuals and in the interaction. So if you do that, don't feel like you have to completely replicate the dialogue.
On the topic of silent films, but not maybe this assignment, have you seen Battleship Potemkin?
No, tell me about it.
I want to say it's one of the first silent films made, if not like the first. I don't know. It's supposed to be like a standout one, and it's about how the Russian Revolution started. And I had to watch it for a class I took in high school, so like at least 5 years ago. I can't remember when. But I just remember all of the recycled footage. It was every time someone got pushed down the stairs, it was the same shot. Or every time they had to show like something happening, it was just the same clips that were just used all throughout the film.
Wow.
That'd be kind of a fun assignment where you have like one action that's like the same clip used again and again.
Sorry, for off topic. I just remember that.
Collection of actions and put them together in different sequences and make different stories out of them.
Yeah.
A fun one.
Exactly.
Both fun.
And also, silent movies are a bit of a misnomer because they're not silent. The music really carries a lot of the meaning and interpretation. So they would be really kind of awkward in complete silence. But the way they have to really tell the visual dimension of the story without having a lot of dialogue, at least for a lot of creativity, which is why I think that one was really popular. So I was just going to show a little bit of the one archetype, 5 movies, 5 seconds is actually really hard. It's kind of interesting. So you find one thing like all cowboy characters or all like girls smiling, and you try to find 5 different movies, but you only pick a 1-second clip from each movie and put it together. So it's like a mini supercut in a way. Very few people can get. I can't really. I think the best I've done is 6 seconds. It's really hard to trim a scene down to 1 second.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun to do. More about thinking about what is the particular dimension that you would choose. So this one has 36 examples. I know when I think I did like cops. So I'm trying to see the examples. Party segments. Trying to game show culture. Over-the-shoulder head turns. Comedians. The princess thing. Boy, the princesses are always popular. Evil characters. I had the cops chewing people out. Librarian. So a nice variety of things that people have done for this assignment. And it's in a way it's not super hard. It's more the deciding what's going to be the theme first. Movie scenes that changed our lives is sometimes a little bit more of a personal narrative. So it's kind of interesting. To talk about a pivotal movie that was influential for you, and then adding your own video or sort of explanation about what it meant to you. Supercut, done by 19 people, we talked about. The video essay was one. used to be a required assignment. Jim and I talked about this last week. We used to have people like take a whole movie and basically do a 10-minute sort of summary about the key elements of it. So it was a pretty comprehensive assignment, which is why it's still 5 stars, and that's why we still have a number of good examples in that one. A 30-second documentary, go to the other things, how to do something really short. How do you squeeze that into 30 seconds? So a lot of times you think doing a short video might be easier. It can be easier, or it can be harder, depending how much you put into it. But often doing something in that tight frame is hard to show. Like the 5-second film, like how much can you get into 5 seconds and make it a story? Which I guess now is the premise of Vine, which is 6 seconds. Which I still have not seen one interesting Vine video, but I know there's one out there. But all of them look like crap to me. The cooking show, a lot of people like this one. To me, to be honest, like just showing me cooking a recipe is kind of not all that interesting unless you're telling a story about it or somehow being a little more creative. But it's certainly in there as a valid thing. So if you like to cook, you can do that. Redub the audio is where you take a clip and you sort of change the dialogue and then redub it in your own voice. So, I did this one, and so I did the scene from Network where Howard Beale gets up and he's talking about, I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. So I was talking about like boring classes that have long, boring lectures. So I'm as bored as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. And then here's another, I don't know if this is the one you saw, Kristen, the animated music video. Take a favorite cartoon, take some clips, add some music to it. So it looks like putting together a montage of clips from animated shows and then finding some music that would go along with it to sort of turn anime or animated shows into sort of a music video format. So I think it sometimes helps to look at the ones that a lot of people have done because there'll be examples there. And again, if you're looking for the dog barking, no. If you're trying to like pile up the stars, if you do the ratings in or the assignments in order of ratings, this will show all the 5-star ones first. So if you're looking for the big money ones, these are ones that are hard to go. So Sweet a Scene is kind of interesting. Only 4 people have done it. I want to see this movie, Be Kind Rewind. It sounds funny. These guys, and this is how old it is, they work in a video store that's with the old tapes, and they accidentally erase all the videos. And so basically, to get out of being in trouble, they decide they're going to refilm all the videos and replace it. But they're doing it like, with stupid props and out in the back. So it's more or less like taking a movie scene and refilming like a scene from Jurassic Park, but using stuffed animals. And so it's kind of fun to sort of like do like a high-tech, low-tech thing with props and maybe some really bad acting. So I just wanted to run through some of those. Maybe I don't know if that helps at all, but there are a lot of assignments in there, and I think I said it's easy to do some of them just straight up, but I'm really looking for people to kind of start flexing some creative muscles on these. And you've certainly been doing that all semester long. So, and if you're going to get started early, I think you're in good shape.
Oh, good.
All right.
Well, I didn't really have any other questions for you. So.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you do, let me know. I'll do one of these Thursday night, or if you want, again, for any students, if anytime you guys want, a live, session like this, certainly let me know, and I will try to see what I can do. I will be guessing a lot in Windows Movie Maker, but you can screen share just as I have done. I've done a lot of troubleshooting with students like that, and we can hopefully figure things out. But hopefully things like that won't, go wrong, and you can just be working on all the fun parts.
Yeah.
Any brilliant advice from my colleagues and friends here?
I've given you all of my sage wisdom.
The sage wisdom. How about your unsage wisdom?
You don't want to hear that.
So you still have your site, don't you, Daniel?
I'm not sure. I had I had to give up some things after I left for the semester and haven't found a job yet. So I'm not sure if I still have it up and running or not.
I thought didn't we move it to the hosting for you?
I tried.
Oh,
I don't know if it worked, and then I got distracted with job searching and never got back to, making sure it was up and running.
right.
Um,
Priorities.
but most of my stuff is still on YouTube and SoundCloud and Flickr and all that, so it would be easy to recreate should I need to.
All right. Well, thanks for joining again, Daniel. And Norm, always good to see you. And Kristen, thanks for coming. And hopefully this was a little bit of help for this next section.
Thanks.
All right. And then I'll see you clowns sometime later.
All right.
Says the
See you
guy with a
later.
stupid hat.
Yeah. Bye.